Hi everyone, and welcome to the TM Forum webinar, Charging and Billing for the Digital Economy, which is being held in conjunction with Openet. Today's presentation, I'm Tony Poulos, the market strategist and editor of Inside Revenue Management and newsletter and the channels at the TM Forum, and Corine Suscens, who is the senior marketing manager at Openet. Well, for a bit of an intro, I thought we might go through and talk about, what's actually happening in terms of the TM Forum and how that affects what's happening in terms of the charging and billing environment at the moment. But firstly, every business in the digital economy today is facing three major challenges: how to transform their IT and operations to dramatically reduce operating costs through automation at a minimal risk, and in a way that gives the business the agility it needs to get products to market and the speed, and at the speed of disruptive innovators. They're moving much faster than we are at times, and we have to try and keep up. We also have to build an open digital ecosystem where new services can be delivered quickly, easily and securely with a wide range of business models and partners. And thirdly, how do we maximize our market share, customer growth and loyalty? The forum has three core programs designed to address each of these programs, and you can see them there on your screen. Our Agile Business Program focuses on solving the challenges of established businesses seeking to transform the efficiency of their IT and operations with a low-risk, scalable approach. Our Open Digital Program focuses on how to enable an open digital ecosystem. We're all after that, and it's seeking to make it simpler to build effective partnerships quickly, securely, by exploring the business and technology challenges that make great partnerships a challenge to achieve. And our Customer Engagement Program, that focuses on the challenges of not only finding customers, but retaining and effectively engaging them and moving them beyond traditional customer experience metrics and exploring how we can get to this one-on-one customer engagement that everyone's talking about. And how do we measure what truly matters to those customers? Across these programs, we also offer a variety of knowledge tools and best practices to solve common issues surrounding big data, business process optimization, revenue management, of course, which billing and charging is part of, cloud and virtualization, IT and operations transformation, and even security, just to name a few. At the moment, if we get this into an industry context, we're having this over-the-top issue or over-the-top providers that are challenging traditional voice and messaging offers and services that we're giving to our customers. But those same over-the-top players may be offering new opportunities for partnership and even increased profit. Of course, we have emerging technologies that offer new opportunities for enhanced services, better customer experience, and lots of new offerings. And there's an explosion of connected devices, both personal and end-to-end. And these are going to enable a range of new mobile and retail and wholesale offerings. We're really entering into a connected world. Now, I call this the now generation. It's a term I've been coining for the last few months. And it's really about everyone expects things right now. Our customers expect to be connected anytime, anywhere. They use the internet in real time, all the time. They expect updates in real time. They expect that information in real time, and it's got to be current. And they want to be able to manage their accounts in real time. Best of all, they buy stuff in real time now over the internet, over their mobile phones as well. Customer or communication service providers really need to have real-time systems in place in order to make money from those new services that are being enabled by high-speed mobile and fixed matter. Operators are asking, and in fact they're discovering quite a few things. There's traditional differentiators, or the old traditional differentiators like speed, coverage, device selection are less and less meaningful. And how can we better differentiate and compete? How can we maximize return on 4G, LTE, and even next generation network investments? Traditionally, interaction with customers is limited to billing or top-up. That's the thing we do most regularly with our customers. But how can we foster relationships with customers to reduce churn, for example? And how can we improve our business models, not just on the retail side, but also on the wholesale side? And what are the new opportunities that CSPs can invest in? TM Forum can help in a number of ways, and those of you that are members know, of course, that we have the frameworks, which is our core offering to all service providers and members. We have a great and active collaboration program. We've got a fantastic Catalyst program where a number of operators, vendors, and members get together and create a project that actually shows technology working and brings it to the marketplace. We have specialist reports and publications. Inside Revenue Management newsletter that I edit each month gives you, those that are interested in billing and charging, the inside knowledge on what's happening in the marketplace. And of course we have blogs. And we work throughout industry cooperating with thought leaders, and you'll see a lot more of our thought leadership program coming up in the very near future. What's next, and what does it all mean to you and all those players in this new ecosystem? Well, as always, the measure of our success will not be how many new services and products we devise, but how effectively can we generate revenue from them. And of course, to do that, effective, accurate, and timely charging and billing will be the key. And that's probably a great segue to take you in and introduce you to Corine Suscens from Openet. Corine, over to you.
Thank you, Tony, and hello, everyone. I'm Corine Suscens, Senior Marketing Manager at Openet, and I will spend the next 30 minutes or so presenting how charging and billing are expected to evolve in the digital economy. My presentation is mainly based on key findings from recent research that we carried out with over 80 operators worldwide. During my presentation, I will cover 3 main points. What's the future for iron prepaid charging and traditional billing as LTE expands? What are the winning strategies for operators to accelerate innovation and increase ARPU? And finally, I will focus on key use cases being rolled out and operator success stories. First, let's have a look into the future for legacy iron prepaid charging and traditional billing as operators see it. There has been an ongoing debate about iron prepaid charging platforms and the future in a data-centric world. When we actually asked operators what they thought, 70% of them expect iron prepaid charging systems to be replaced by real-time online charging systems within the next 4 years. For the majority of operators, this is mainly because iron charging systems were originally designed for traditional voice services. As a result, operators find it complex, time-consuming, and costly to charge for data using iron systems. This is typically the case for innovative use cases such as data service passes, shared data plans, or dynamic pricing models where users can purchase additional services and have them charged and provisioned in real time. Operators also find that they depend on the iron vendor to develop and configure services, which then affects the time to market and give them little flexibility. Finally, operators view iron systems as very costly to own. They are typically based on proprietary hardware and specific to a single access network technology. All these limitations affect operators' ability to fully profit from the data opportunity and prompted many to initiate their replacement with real-time charging systems designed for data. And actually, as voice becomes data with voice over LTE, iron prepaid charging systems are no longer required. In my next slide, we will see how operators' replacement plans go beyond iron prepaid platform and also affect billing systems. Again, there has been a lot of discussions around the death of billing systems, which Tony is very familiar with. But looking at the facts, it seems that Tony's predictions were actually correct, as 87% of the operators surveyed are telling us that billing systems will be replaced by real-time charging systems within the next 4 years. One of the main reasons for this is the lack of real-time capabilities, which then restrict data innovation and operators' ability to meet the customer's demand for immediacy. The other important point with traditional billing for postpaid on one side and iron prepaid charging on the other is that many operators have ended up with silo-based architectures which then resulted in slower time to market with multiple systems to configure to launch offerings, no unified view of individual customers as the customer data is distributed, which then affects customer visibility, customer service, and upselling. Silo-based architectures also means service restrictions to customers, with some services like roaming only available for postpaid customers, for example, or real-time visibility and advice of charge only available for prepaid customers. Knowing these limitations, many operators have already taken steps to evolve the traditional iron charging and billing platforms to build a revenue-generating infrastructure based on convergent real-time charging. In my next slides, I will show you two LTE operator examples from Europe and North America. The most recent example is T-Mobile Netherlands, who is deploying an online charging system to completely replace the iron prepaid charging platform and have one single real-time charging system for all voice and data services. It's worth noting that the solution also includes a centralized offer catalog to quickly define and launch services centrally. Overall, the goal is to enable more sophisticated charging models, launch services faster, reduce complexity and cost, and maximize customer satisfaction. Among other use cases, the solution will enable dynamic pricing models, innovative device plans, rich customer engagement, and combinations of services for prepaid and postpaid subscribers. My next case study shows a different approach from an LTE operator in North America. This operator is using OCS to extend the iron platform capability to support 3G and 4G services. The goal here is to capitalize on the existing infrastructure investment to launch next-generation services, accelerate time to market, and offer more flexibility to customers. Some of the use cases supported include in-app charging, shared data plans, hybrid prepaid and postpaid accounts, real-time usage visibility and notifications, cross-service promotions, and the solution also supports MVNOs. These two examples show two different approaches for operators, but in the end, most operators are saying that traditional iron prepaid charging platforms will be replaced. The goal being to have a more flexible infrastructure that will enable them to accelerate innovation and increase ARPU, which is my next chapter. In this section, I will discuss key strategies to accelerate innovation and increase ARPU in operators' views. So before, the future is all about real-time charging, and 79% of operators view it as critical to enable innovation. What they want is a real-time charging capability that is truly flexible and convergent to enable innovation with sophisticated data pricing plans and bundles, and dynamic pricing models, for instance. Convergent real-time charging also helps operators to deliver a better customer experience. It lifts service restriction based on payment type and allows all services to be launched to all customers, whether prepaid or postpaid. It also offers customers the flexibility to use multiple payment options and benefit from real-time visibility over the services and usage, whether prepaid or postpaid. Finally, convergent real-time charging is more cost-effective for operators and helps accelerate time to market as they can use a single platform to launch all services. However, to enable many of the sophisticated data use cases that we are seeing today, real-time charging also requires integration with policy control. In our research, 73% of operators view policy and charging control, or PCC, as key in enabling innovation. PCC enables innovative business models such as multi-device and shared data plans or application-specific pricing. It also coordinates network resources with new options for revenue generation, such as speed tiers or speed boost. And finally, with PCC, operators can ensure a high quality of experience through real-time control and appropriate resource allocation. It is critical for use cases such as traffic prioritization for premium customers, Wi-Fi offloading, or voice over LTE. In my next slide, we will see how operators can bring to market all these innovative services much faster. In the research, the most successful strategy to accelerate time to market in the view of 79% of operators is to use a centralized offer catalog. This was immediately followed by centralized convergent charging and the ability to configure offers with minimum involvement from vendors. The main benefit of a centralized offer catalog is that it enables operators to create, launch, and manage all offers to all customers in a central place, which greatly simplifies processes and significantly saves time. As a result, campaigns and bundles can be rolled out much faster. A recent example from my first case study is T-Mobile Netherlands, and we expect many operators to follow. My last point in this section is about stimulating loyalty and ARPU. The research suggests that the most successful approach to stimulate loyalty and ARPU is to enable customers to purchase their services directly on the device and have them provisioned in real time. Overall, it's all about better engaging with customers in real time on the device. In effect, this means sending offers that take into account the personal context in real time. As an example, a customer attempts to access data without a data plan can trigger a data offer. As we see later on, this kind of approach is very effective. Another effective upselling strategy is simply to combine offers with usage alerts, as per the simple example here. By doing so, one Openet customer achieved an average of 20% sales conversion rate simply by upselling data in combination with threshold alerts. Offering add-ons to base contracts can also be extremely effective in stimulating spend. A good example is Poulos. They offer customers a base plan with modest data allowance. Customers can then add different packages to their base plan. As a result, 60% of the customers buy data add-ons and spend on average an extra 4.1 euros per month. An add-on could be an additional package with more data or speed or unlimited access to a specific application such as Facebook. Last but not least, one of the key strategies for operators to stimulate loyalty is to offer customers real-time visibility of the cost and usage on the device through real-time alerts and dashboards, for instance. Overall, on-device purchase and engagement enables operators to maximize revenue by pushing offers at the most opportune time and by enabling instant purchasing anywhere. It also enables them to save costs related to customer services and sales. This approach also provides unprecedented satisfaction to customers by giving them the level of flexibility, convenience, and visibility that they crave. Engaging with customers this way is a recent area of innovation and requires an extension of PCC to the device. Now that we've seen the critical role of PCC in enabling innovation, let's have a look at key use cases and operators' success stories. On this slide, you can see the most popular use cases being rolled out by operators. The red section represents the proportion of operators who are not planning to offer the related service. All the other colors highlight services that operators are offering or wish to offer. I won't cover all the use cases here. I just want to highlight the top 4 most popular use cases, which are multi-device plans, data passes, shared data plans, and speed tiers. In my next slides, I will show you concrete examples and success stories related to these 4 use cases. Multi-device shared data plans were launched in North America in 2012 and have shown great success. They allow multiple users and devices to share a common pot of data and have resulted in increased data usage and spend. The Reason, for instance, now has 30% of their accounts on the Share Everything plan. They now report an average revenue per account, which is up 6.9%, and they have 34.9 million postpaid accounts with an average of 2.67 connections per account. AT&T also reported almost 10 million customers on their mobile share plans, with over 25% of those accounts opting to go with a data plan with 10 gigabytes or over. The success of shared data plan in the US is also reaching the rest of the world. In March 2013, for instance, Swedish operator Telia launched their own mobile share plan. Telstra in Australia is planning to do the same, and many more operators are expected to follow. The next success story is about data service passes. This case study is about how an operator used data service passes to upsell data services to reluctant customers and the resulting impact on revenue, customer satisfaction, and cost savings. This operator launched data day and week passes combined with real-time alerts to remove all uncertainty around charging and usage and encourage customers who didn't have a data plan to try data services. The way it works is if a customer tries to consume any data or application without a data plan, they instantly get a message offering them some data pass options. This is a very good example of real-time context-aware offer. As a result of this, they converted 10% of the data pass users to recurring monthly data plans. They achieved 26% growth in data users and 17% growth in data revenue. They also eliminated 98% of credit that mostly went to compensating customers for unexpected charges. And they reduced the number of customer care calls by 120,000 per year. This is saving them tens of millions of dollars whilst increasing customer satisfaction and average revenue per users, all thanks to data service passes. My last success story is about speed tiers. This is an interesting example showing how Swisscom is offering unlimited data, but with differing speeds and subsequent prices. This enables them to meet various customer needs whilst better linking network resource allocated and revenue. As a result, overall, they saw the ARPU grow, even though it initially declined as they expected. To sum it all up, to be successful in the digital era, operators are expected to replace the traditional iron charging and billing platforms originally designed for voice with real-time charging OCS systems designed for data. A number of operators have actually already initiated this infrastructure evolution and are replacing the traditional iron charging platforms. The goal for operators here is to accelerate data service innovation, and in their view, the top capabilities they require are a real-time charging capability that is truly flexible and convergent, the integration of real-time charging with policy control, and a centralized offer catalog to rapidly create and launch all offers. The other main goal for operators is to stimulate loyalty and ARPU, and in their view, one of the most successful strategies to achieve this is to enable customers to purchase services in real time on the device, and overall, to better engage with customers on the device to upsell and update them. This level of customer engagement requires PCC extended to the device. I will end my presentation with the last slide to briefly introduce Openet to you before we start the Q&A. For those of you who don't know Openet, I can sum it all up in 5 words. We make data make money. Our transaction management software is used predominantly by Tier 1 operators to monitor and control network access, to perform real-time charging, and to enable network analytics and usage monitoring. End of my presentation. Thank you very much for attending. We will now start the Q&A session with Tony.
Thank you, Corine. Well, while we've been having the webinar session, quite a few questions have been coming in. And by the way, if you have any questions, please use the entry screen that you have in front of you there for questions. What we can't get through, we'll come back to you and answer very shortly. But firstly, Corine, here's an interesting one. Why are tiered and shared data plans so popular in some markets like the USA and Australia?
That's a very good question. I believe these plans are becoming popular beyond the USA and Australia. Based on the research I referred to during my presentation, these are in the top 4 most popular use cases, and most operators are either deploying them or wishing to do so. In the case of tiered data plans, one main reason why they are so popular is because they operators to allocate the right resources to the right needs. So the operator optimizes finite resource usage and the customers pay for what they actually need. It's a win-win. The same goes for shared data plans. They are proven to drive data usage and spend, and analysts expect this trend to continue. They also represent a win-win proposition because They allow customers to share data allowance, which they may not otherwise use, and it makes them feel that they are getting a fairer proposition, like, if I don't use it, no worries, my children will. So at the right price, and typically a discounted price, customers are more willing to pay for this flexibility, and as a result, operators get some more revenue from it.
They are very, very popular, and I suppose it also prevents the customer from abusing those old all-you-can-eat data plans as well. So it's a win-win for everyone, supposedly. I've got another question here. What about the future for cloud-based charging and billing? We didn't talk about cloud-based stuff, and can we have online charging on the cloud?
Well, it's actually, based on the research, cloud-based charging and billing is expected to grow, and over 80% of the operators surveyed think that it will become widely used in the next few years. However, it doesn't mean that on-premise systems are expected to disappear. What operators see is that they will use a combination of both cloud and on-premise systems for charging and billing. They also expect cloud-based charging and billing systems to be more and more used by group operating companies that are spread in multiple regions or subsidiaries, because this would then simplify processes, and they can benefit from the economy of scale that cloud offers.
Okay, excellent. There's a question here I wouldn't mind answering. Somebody's come back and said the research shows that 87% of billing systems will be replaced by real-time charging within the next 4 years. That's true. But what will operators do for postpaid physical bill production? And, well, I had to answer this recently somewhere else, and I wrote a paper on it. It's highly likely that the online charging systems will cater for all the transactions being charged in real time, but those sophisticated postpaid billing systems will collect those pre-priced records and then reprocess them for specific requirements of corporate accounts, in particular enterprise, and even some postpaid individuals that want their bills presented in a particular fashion. So those billing systems will not go away necessarily, but they may be used less and less, or they'll only be used for the rendering of the bill rather than the actual pricing and rating of the transactions. So I think they're still going to be around, although the emphasis on them may be reduced slightly. I think that's a fair assessment, don't you, Corine?
Yes, I completely agree. And what some operators are telling us is that there will still be some billing modules around to generate the invoice files and print the bills, but it will be a much lighter billing.
Yes, well, we're going to watch that closely. So billing is not quite dead yet, despite all our thinking. Here's another good question. Could you clarify what you mean by real-time context-aware offers and give some more examples?
What I mean by real-time context-aware offers is the ability for operators to automatically send upsell offers based on real-time intelligence. It means taking into account the specific customer information and context to trigger the most relevant offers at the most appropriate time. This therefore maximizes the chances of converting them into sales. In terms of customer context, what I mean is personal information such as usage, service subscribed, location, time, restriction, application, access, birthdays, and more. As an example, a customer is identified to be at an airport sales site, but he appears not to visit this site often as an airport worker would do. This could then trigger a roaming package offer. Another example is a customer with no data plan who attempts to access Facebook. This could then trigger a data bundle offer with unlimited access to Facebook for €5 a month, for example. So yes, this is what I mean by real-time context-aware offers.
Good examples too. You know what, we've got time for one more, and this is a really good question. In your presentation, Corine, you talked about extending the policy control and charging to the device to better engage with customers. How do you see that working?
I'm not the technical expert, but at a high level, bringing PCC to the device requires a secure interaction gateway between the PCC network elements and the device. There would typically be an application on the device through which customers can purchase services, set spending limits, view their usage, and more. The idea is to be able to engage in real time with customers and give them the opportunity to view their usage and take some action in real time.
I'm all for that, and I'll be looking forward to the time when I can do that with my operators. Corine, very much for today's webinar, and your contribution is fantastic. I'm sure everyone out there agrees. And thank you, everyone, for taking part. Watch out for the next in our series of TM Forum webinars. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.